In this video, the topic is going to be what's in a name. A lot of people, mainly Israelites, in and around the world, have taken on the names of their captors. They were forced during captivity to shed their names and to acquire the names of their captors. For example, the name Cornwall. That's a British name. More than likely, that's the name of the family that owned my family and has had them as captives, servants, and slaves at one point in time. The name Simpson, for example, means son of a simp. Now, why would you want to be called the son of a simp if you understood what a simp was? Now, these are the names foisted upon us by our overlords, by our enemies, by those that hate us. And over generations, we were made to maintain that, and our ancestors and our parents even passed that on to us, unknowingly, ignorantly. But there is a lot in a name. For example, the name of the Creator. Now, at this time, a lot of knowledge is coming forth, especially from the movement of the Most High, Yah, our righteousness. And a lot is being revealed, and a lot of blind eyes are being made to see. So we're going to explore some scriptures that talk about what's in a name. Because my name is no longer Jason Cornwall. It's Asaya ben Yisrael. It's been legally changed. Why? Because I've awakened. I've woken up to my identity. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael, stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up. What time is that? That time is now. We've been in that period of time for quite some time, right? So Michael is standing up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, right? That's the angel watching over the children of Israel. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So this period of time is a period of time that is unprecedented. Nothing like it has ever taken place on the face of the earth. That is the time that we are in. That is the time being prophesied. It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. Whose people? Daniel's people. Who are Daniel's people? The Israelites that were taken into captivity at this time, at this point in time, when there's so much trouble and it's the worst that it's ever been in the history of the world. The Israelites, Daniel's people, will be delivered. Who? Everyone that shall be found written in the book. See? What book? The book of remembrance. That's where we get our names from. That's where we get Yah's name from. Everyone's name that shall be found written in the book. It's not a spiritual book off floating out in heaven or in the atmosphere someplace. It's a book that everyone has access to. It's the book that everyone claims that they read and understand. Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth is talking about the Israelites. We were dead in the dust. We did not know who we were. We were lied to. We were mistreated. We were trodden down to the earth. They stepped on us and stepped over us. So that's what it's talking about when it says many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. It's not talking about, people who have been dead for hundreds and hundreds of years, or people who are dead, literally, coming up out of their graves. Literally, that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about people who have been dead spiritually, in the dust of the earth spiritually. Many of us are awakening now to our identity and to our heritage. It says some to everlasting life. Now, people read that and automatically they think this is talking about immortality and one person living forever. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about the fact that your seed will be allowed to continue to exist on the face of the earth. The fact that your children will continue to have children, will continue to have children, will continue to have children everlastingly. Not that one person is going to live forever or come back from the dead and live forever. That's nonsense. It says some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Who are those? The ones that wake and find out that they're Israel and they're still off in idolatry someplace, in the New Testament someplace, in the book of Jasher or Enoch or Jubilees someplace, looking for truth and knowledge in the Quran somehow, off over in the Book of Mormon someplace, just fondling with themselves. Those are the ones that are going to awake to shame, because once they realize what the truth is, and everlasting contempt, because you're promulgating this nonsense about some Messiah, some God man, which is absolute rubbish. It's nonsense. It's trash. It does not compute. It's foolishness, hogwash. But what's in a name? Your name has to be written in the book. That's what it says right there in Daniel chapter 12. All them that are found written in the book. Okay, I haven't come across a Cornwall or a Simpson or a Jackson or I haven't come across any of these English names in the book. The only place you find those names are really over in the New Testament, the book of the Gentiles. But let's keep exploring what's in the name. Yeshaya 43 and verse 1. But now thus saith Yah, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee, I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. So Yah has called his servants by their names. He has named them or renamed them. Verse 2. When thou passest through the waters, that's the peoples, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, that's the affliction, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Affliction, oppression. Verse 3. For I am Yah, thy strong one, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Okay, that was dealing with when Cyrus gave the decree that Jerusalem could be built, and the temple to be built. These nations, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Saba, came against the dominion of the Medo-Persian, or the Persian dominion, and Yah gave them into the hand of Cyrus, or into the hand of the Persian kingdom, Persian dominion. Yah says, "Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore I will give men for thee, and people for thy life." So Yah is going to put a lot of people to the sword and a lot of people to death in order to redeem his servant and his servant Israel. Yah says, "Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west." Right? "I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth." So that says there that the nation of Israel, the people of Israel, the sons and daughters of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and the earth and all the host and everything that's in them, is going to make a decree to the earth, to the entire earth, and we're going to be gathered. The dispersed are going to be gathered from the ends of the earth. Yah is going to gather his elect nation, the nation of Israel, the nation which keeps the truth, which carries the law of the Almighty Creator. He's going to send out a commandment, and nothing returns back to Yah void. So he's going to send out a commandment to the entire world, to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, and he's going to say, "Give up and keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth." So that's to let you know that garbage that's talking about the only begotten son of how? When it says that Yah has plenty sons and daughters right here. Numerous. How is that idol supposed to be the only begotten son of Yah or of God? But this is saying right here that Yah has many sons and many daughters that are going to be brought from far, from the ends of the earth. It's a question that you got to ask. So that makes that null and void. It makes it a lie. Now this is the root, the meat of this lecture. Yeshaya 43 verse 7. "Even everyone that is called by my name." By whose name? By the name of the Creator, the Almighty. He has a name. His name is not God. His name is not Lord. His name is Yah. "Even everyone that is called by my name." Why? "For I have created him for my glory. I have formed him. Yes, I have made him." That's what the Creator is saying about those ones of Israel that wake up and come back to him and take on their names, their Israelite names, and their heritage. He's going to say, bring those, the ones that are called by my name, Yah. "For I have created him for my glory." I have formed him. Yes, I have made him. We're Yah's creation. The ones of us that have Yah's name in us, like, for example, myself. My name is Asai. Yah's name is in me. Yeshaya 43 verse 8. "Bring forth the blind people that have eyes, and the deaf that have ears." Who are they? They are the people that are searching for truth. They're blind, but they're searching for their Creator. They have eyes, but they can't see totally, but they're still searching. And the deaf, they have ears, but they're not hearing. Right? They're still searching, and some of the things is falling on deaf ears. Some of the truth that's being brought forward through Yah, his movement, Yah righteousness, is falling on deaf ears. Verse 9, let all the nations be gathered together, and let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this and show us former things? Who can tell you about 5,000-6,000 years ago? Let them bring forth their witnesses, that they may be justified, or let them hear and say, it is the truth. Yeah, when you hear, it's the truth. But a lot of people have deaf ears. They'll hear, but they won't understand. But it's the truth. Now, Yeshaya 43 verse 10. You are my witnesses. Who? Israel, everyone called by his name. Say it, Yah, and my servant whom I have chosen. Why? That you may know and understand me. Believe me and understand me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no strong one formed, neither shall there be after me. So how you get some Messiah being formed in the womb of Mary, virgin birth with some holy, mysterious ghost that likes sleeping with people's wives, and produce this entity called JC, who is now the son of the strong one, but also he's the strong one incarnate. He's another mighty one. Well, it says right here, clear as day. Before me there was no strong one formed, neither shall there be after me. So if you have some other entity that's supposed to be some deity or God being formed after, isn't this clear that this is, that is idolatry? No? Okay. But what's in a name? Let's continue on to see what's in a name. Yeshaya chapter 44 and verse 1. Yet now hear, O Yaakov, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. That's the nation of Israel. Yah is saying, listen to me. Open up your ears. Pay attention. Thus saith Yah that made thee, right? The previous chapter said that I have made him, I have formed him for my glory. Thus saith Yah that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Yah says, fear not, O Yaakov, my servant, and thou Yeshurun, whom I have chosen, right? Yeshurun, the upright one, whom I have chosen. Don't fear, have no fear. Why? For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty. What's that? The knowledge, the truth. And floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. So Yah's going to pour out his spirit on everyone that's thirsty. He's going to pour out water, knowledge, wisdom, understanding on the dry ground. Like it says in Daniel, many that sleep in the dust shall awake. The dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. And what's going to happen? Yeshaya 44 verse 4. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. Now, what does that look like? Okay, here in this short video, you can see what willows by the watercourses looks like. This is how Israelites are springing up, like willows by the watercourses. That's what the verse is saying. Here you have a visual representation. Now, this is what I'm getting to. What's in a name? One shall say, I am Yah's. That's when Israelites wake up and be like, yeah, we're the people of Yah. We're the people of the Creator, the Almighty. And another shall call himself by the name of Yaakov, right? So many people call themselves Jacob and Yaakov. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yah and surname himself by the name of Israel. Now that's the process of awakening or resurrecting, in a sense, from being dead to the knowledge of who you are, who you were, and then awakening out of the dust and realizing that you are the people of Yah, you're the children of the Most High, and that you have a higher purpose and you have a higher calling. And then when you resurrect, accordingly, you rename yourself. You put off the branding of your oppressor, your captive name that you had no choice in, that more than likely you don't even know what it means. But you put off the name of your captivity and of your oppressor, and you put on another name. You call yourself by the name of Yah. Yah said that the ones that are coming from the ends of the earth are the ones that are called by his name. That means that you have to have the name of Yah in your name. Okay. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it, right? All right, check it out. You can see here, I have done a name change, a legal change of name. I have abandoned my slave name and I've taken on the name of my heritage. You can see here, slave name Jason Alexander George Cornwall. I subscribed with my hand, right? I had a hearing and swore before a judge, right? And then you can see this is a copy of the hearing letter for the name change. Now this here is the official paper given by the probate court stating that the name change, the request for a change of name was granted. So you see, it says, in the matter of Jason Alexander George Cornwall, aka Jason A. Cornwall, name on birth certificate Jason Alexander George, name, change of name to Asaya Ben Yisrael. First Asaya, middle Ben, last Yisrael. Right? And this is the form that they sent me, or this is the document that they sent me in order to certify that the name change was completed, that the name change had taken place. This is another page from the same document. You can also see here, change the name to Asaya Ben Yisrael. First name Asaya, middle Ben, last Yisrael, right? Then you have to go through the process of changing your name with all of the various alphabet agencies of the government, the Social Security Administration, the IRS, various things like that. And so this is a copy of the information being updated or changed in the Social Security Administration system. So let's continue. One more verse. Thus saith Yah, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, Yah of hosts. What is Yah saying? I am the first and I am the last, and beside me there is no strong one. I don't know where people get off with this son of the strong one who came to die for sins and sacrifice himself on a cross and babble. Foolishness. Yah says he's the first and he's the last, and beside him there's no savior. If he's the first and he's the last, if he's the last, that means no one lives forever. Because if someone lived forever, along with the Almighty, then the Almighty would not be the last. Is that too hard to comprehend? I mean, really. Now that the name change has been complete, Ezekiel 22 verse 15, and I will scatter thee among the heathen and disperse thee in the countries and will consume thy filthiness out of thee. All that idolatry and wickedness and adultery and transgressing the Sabbath and, all of that foolishness. And now what? When you come back to your senses and come back to Yah and change your name, it says, and you shall take your inheritance in thyself in the sight of the heathen, and you shall know that I am Yah. Ain't that what I did? The judge is a heathen, and I took my inheritance on in his sight and in the sight of the secretary, and now in the sight of anyone watching this video who's a heathen, right? But what's our inheritance? Yeshaya 54 verse 15, behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Yah makes all these things. Yah's the one that creates the people that make the guns and the bombs and the different chemical weapons and the different things that they have. Yah's the one that created them. But Yah says in verse 17, Yeshaya 54, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. No weapon, none. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage. Someone asked me the other day, what's the heritage? It says it right here. This is the heritage of the servants of Yah, and their righteousness is of me, say it, Yah. That's our heritage, right? Once you come back to Yah, leave the idols alone, call yourself by his name. When Yah says, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. Right? Then will I forgive their sins and heal their land. So, what's in a name? Everything is in a name. The name of a person conveys their character, their nature, what they're known for, their reputation. That's what's in a name. And the most powerful name in existence is the name of Yah. Hallelujah. This has been the Iconoclast, Asaya ben Yisrael. Peace and Yah bless.